Good afternoon, everybody. Today is Thursday, January 24th, and I want to come to y'all and talk to y'all today about aggression. This is a big one for me. So I really wanted to speak on it, and I really wanted to just kind of lay it all out, so I can get it off my chest. So here it goes. Okay, so when I started to think about this talk, I wanted to look up what the definition of aggression was, right? And I looked it up, and according to Merriam-Webster, the definition of aggression is angry or violent behavior. And I think that's why I am the way I am when talking about aggression and the different types of aggression and how much aggression is too aggression, depending on the situation. So yeah, the definition of aggression is angry or violent behavior. And for me, and for the people that know me, they know that I can be, pretty chill. I'm the kind of guy that doesn't really look for altercation. And being that I'm not looking to cause any stir, or I'm not looking to cause any altercations, I have pent up aggression. That's exactly what it is, pent up aggression. And I never really thought about it until I got older, until I started working and dealing with certain kind of people. When I got into relationships and was dealing with certain kind of people, certain type of personality types, and how they meshed or didn't mesh with my personality, right? So I kind of want to speak about my aggression, or my dormant aggression, which is like a dormant volcano. And I feel like that's the best way to describe who I am as a person, and how I handle aggression and kind of contentious situations where the average person would be really aggressive and really be going in. But me, I'm kind of laid back a little bit. Well, laid back a lot of bit actually. So, man, it all started with I don't know. I just kind of feel like I've always been this way. I kind of feel like I've always been the kind of person that doesn't really go toward altercation, right? I don't go toward altercation. I'm always trying to figure out ways to make the situation less tense, make it to where everybody kind of see everybody's grievances, and try to figure out a way to make sure that everybody's happy. But I'm learning that sometimes you got to be aggressive. If you don't like the situation, you got to be aggressive. You got to let that person know, or you got to let those people know that you don't like the situation and it needs to change, or there's going to be a problem. You know what I mean? And I'm working toward that every day. It's hard to reverse so many years of acting a certain kind of way to immediately start acting another kind of way. It's very hard to reverse that behavior, especially during the formative years of your life. When you from a baby to like 5 or 6 years old, the way you act then is pretty much going to be the way you act for the rest of your life, because those are the formative years, right? So that's pretty much my whole thing. I've always been pretty laid back, but like I said, I'm starting to realize that I need to start being more aggressive. I need to start telling people how I really feel about things. Because you walk away from the situation feeling defeated. You know, you walk away from the situation feeling defeated. You walk away from the situation feeling like you didn't express your true feelings, your true emotions, and you have to do that. You have to lay it all out on the table so you can move forward in a productive way. You have to. And I had a little situation today where I could have spazzed out, and in fact I should have spazzed out. I should have I don't want to say spazzed out, but I should have let them know where I was coming from. But instead I just kind of like, okay, well, don't worry about it, kind of thing. And walking away from it, man, I feel like a jackass. I mean, I'm just gonna be straight up. I feel like a jackass for kind of letting that slide, but that's kind of why I came on here and I want to do this talk, because I'm starting to realize, man, that in the words of the OG Lil Boosie, I need to start acting the ass. If I really want what I want in life, I need to start acting the ass. And I say this message to whoever's listening as well. If you want what you want in your life, you got to be aggressive in getting that. Whether it's a job or a certain relationship or whatever the case may be. If you want your business to succeed, you got to be aggressive. You got to be aggressive, and you got to let people know what time it is. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to get on that, man, because this situation really, walking away from it just made me realize, like, damn, man, you should have did this, you should have did that, you should have did this, should have did that. And I'm at the point in my life where I'm getting tired of having those thoughts after the fact. You know what I mean? I'm getting tired of having those thoughts after the fact. I'm getting tired of having those thoughts after I walk away from the situation, because I'm starting to realize that if you be diplomatic about things and stuff like that, it's never really going to end. If it's something that you don't like and you're constantly being diplomatic about it, it's not going to end. As the old adage says, doing the same thing and expecting a different result is the definition of insanity, right? And that's real talk. That's real talk. I know, and a lot of people probably don't know that, but I'm gonna say it again. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result is the definition of insanity. And I don't know, today I really felt it today. Like I said, when you in this world and you working and doing all these things, the nice guy, the calm guy, the collected guy never really, they get some wins, but at the end of the day, you gotta let people know what time it is. You gotta let people know what time it is. And that's what I'm starting to realize, man. That's what I'm starting to realize. And I feel like I'm this way because I think too much. I'm an overthinker. I'm a very analytical person. I try to look at the situation from the other side, from the other point of view. I try to look at all the different parts of the shape. I try to look at everything, just so I can get a more in tune idea of what's going on, and I can make an informed decision. But again, sometimes you ain't got time for that. Especially if it's something that's been burning inside of you to let out. You don't have time to think. You don't have time to survey the situation. Sometimes you just gotta let people know how you feel. And I feel like I've done that in my life because I'm always thinking about how the other person's gonna take it. I'm always thinking it's not about how you say it, but how it's perceived. Or it's not about what you say, it's about how it's perceived. I'm always thinking like that. And especially in my professional world, in my professional life, I definitely keep that in mind when I got to speak with people about different things, or I got to, coach somebody or discipline somebody. I always think about, the words that I say and, the way that I say it, my inflections, my elocution. I think about all those things before I even utter a word. And that's cool in the professional world, but even in the professional world, I'm starting to realize that sometimes you just gotta sometimes you gotta act an ass, man. Sometimes you gotta act like an ass and let people know how you feel. That's very important. I wouldn't say do it all the time, but sometimes you gotta let that out, because it will literally take years off your life keeping in that aggression. The aggression's supposed to be pushed out. It's supposed to be pushed away so you can build on a clean slate. It's hard to build on a slate that's already been full up, and it's hard to pour in a cup that's already overflowing, right? So yeah, man, I just want to get on here and talk about that. I'm still a little heated about it right now, man. Y'all probably can tell, but yeah, I just wanted to let everybody know that, and just encourage you. If you're having a situation where you're feeling like being nice and being diplomatic is not working, then you need to act the ass. Because like I said, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting the same result. Well, expecting a different result. That's the definition of insanity. So yeah, just wanted to get on here and speak about that. I will see y'all on the next one, man. Peace.